you have not become a patron of the Geocache Talk Network, what are you waiting for? Patron levels start as low as a Bison Tube level at $3 a month. The sign up is easy. Simply go to the Geocache Talk website and click on the Become a Patron button, or go to patreon.com/Geocache Talk. Patrons now get the famous Blackout coin, invites to special events, and other really great items throughout the year. Become a patron today. Have you subscribed to FTF Magazine yet? FTF Magazine is the #1 geocaching magazine available. It is a quarterly magazine that you can be part of. Submit your geocaching milestones and adventures to be published. FTF Magazine is also interactive with puzzles to solve and the hunt to find Spartacus. If you can solve the puzzle or find Spartacus, then you will be entered in to win a special pack tag. Every new subscription, you will receive a special swag pack. Subscribing is easy. Just visit FTF's website, ftfgeo.com. Don't miss out and subscribe today.
Hello there, Tom. How are you doing today?
Howdy. I'm asking Derek a question.
Oh, man.
I mean, Darren, not Derek. Darren. I don't know that I want to know this answer, but I'm asking him anyway what the temperature is down there in Australia.
Oh, man. You know, here in beautiful upstate New York today, it was a high of around 72 degrees.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh, man. It was gorgeous. It was like one of those, like, your windows are all open. You know, you're just enjoying it. You got that little bit of cool in the air, like fall's coming along. You know, just an awesome time on that side. So Tom, where's Charles tonight?
Up a pole maybe, or a tower?
You think so?
Well, if things went wrong, that's where he's at.
Oh,
I don't remember what state he was going to be in. If it was like Montana or Wyoming, I don't know, but he's he's a long ways from home, and they were putting up a tower, and if things didn't go right, he was going to have to climb that thing. So I'm hoping things went right.
Yeah, well, hold on. I think Gary gave us a mountain. It's kind of like our version of Where's Waldo, Where's Charles, and he's in the mountains. I think I saw a picture that he's at colorful Colorado. Is I think with some Jeep or some Jeeping action going on there.
24C. Okay, hold on a minute. I know I'm going to hate doing this. Hey Siri, convert 24C to Fahrenheit. Oh, I hate you too, Darren.
I was going to say, what's the degrees down there?
Like 75.
Oh man. And how about you, Tom? Where you're at? What's the degrees?
It's 100 and something.
Oh man.
Let's see. Right now we're down. This thing says we're down to a cool 98. Right, it was well into the hundreds here. Oh, shut up, Gary.
Oh man.
somewhere between me and Gary, because Gary's only about 300 miles north of me. Somewhere between us is somebody turned on the furnace.
Oh man, so he's a northerner compared to you? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, he's almost a Yankee.
Oh man. Okay. Well, there we go. Well, it looks like we got Lori from the Seebeck Drive. So Lori, thanks for joining us, and Darren, good to see your excellent weather on here. We're all making Tom jealous, and Jen from BNJ Bish. So hello, Jen, and good to see Brad as well too. And good to see Tabitha as well too, and JNLA, and who else do we have today? We got Reese 486. So hello, Reese, and Tony as well too. So Tony, just a couple hours south of where I am in here, and oh man, the official weather report from Gary 75.2.
Yeah, the 0.2 is not getting you nothing, Gary.
Oh man. So Tom, I'm wondering if we should do a little bit talking about Cache Fest, since we got some time on here. Since hold on, Trish, TWH Rider. So good to see Trish as well too, and Scouter as well too, and Sparky 916. But Tom,
what's the temperature in Oklahoma City?
Oh man, what's the answer, Tom?
Tell me one moment. Oh, Oklahoma City's 96. That feels my pain.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh man. Well, think cool thoughts, Tom. Like ice skating, hockey.
I know there's a bunch of breweries in Oklahoma City, so I'm thinking something cold and
Oh man. And I know I got to look up some good Oklahoma pizza as well too. On that one.
oh,
I don't know what Oklahoma pizza is like, but man, do I want to find out? I'll tell you that much. Um, on that one, but yeah, we're so some interesting news on Cash Fest. If people have been subscribed or trying to get a hotel room, some more queen rooms were added today. So if you go back to the host hotel and get that incredible amount, and as Tom was talking heat, the nice thing about the host hotel is actually same building as the main event, right, Tom?
I believe so, and it's air conditioned.
Yeah. So that is
And Tom
pretty.
will stay up late at night with you and help you with your puzzles.
Oh man.
Or watch you. Well, maybe, I don't know. Some people that are in the chat room will say Tom will stay up late with you and watch you suffer through his puzzles, but it was still fun.
Yeah. I'll tell you, and I was just blown away how many talented people and puzzle solvers we had at Cash Fest Memphis,
It was fun listening to one of them. I thought the clue would just jump right out of it, and it didn't, but they gave an answer for what they thought the clue was going to be. And I thought, that's not what I meant, but I like where you went with it. That might get used again someday.
I'll tell you, isn't that the funny thing with puzzles? When you go through and you start talking through them, you get inspired to do, a lot of different ones.
I will never hear rotten again the same way. So
yeah, and oh man, and thank you, Jim Stark, for joining us as well too. So appreciate that. And oh man, Jen from BNJ Bish was wondering who you were thinking of there, Tom.
I wonder who.
Yeah, but certainly if people for haven't logged your will attend yet for Cash Fest Oklahoma, excuse me, please do so. It's going to be the best way for getting the latest information. Some of the information you're going to want to probably get first before anybody else does. So if you log your will attend on that one, you're going to get that latest information on that sense right now. And if you haven't logged your will attend, or if you're considering, please think about it. Please get that in. At that point, we're about at 289 will attend, so 11 away from a very magical number on that side.
Bring your friends, bring your mom, bring everybody.
Absolutely, because the Geocache Talk Network is happy to be a sponsor again. So we're going to have our academies, the Puzzle Academy, the Challenge Academy, and the Gadget Academy on that side too. So pretty good. And oh man, the weather report from Gem 74. So I was going to say, Tom, so far it looks like you were at the hot spot, my friend.
Thankfully, the AC is working fine. The meter's about to spin off the house, but the AC's working.
Oh man, well that's good to hear. So, Tom, get into tonight's topic and tonight's show, Google Form Puzzle. Have you ever done one of these?
I have never done one, so I'm looking forward to what you have to present. I'm going to learn like everybody else in the chat room tonight. This is cool to me.
Oh man, well, sounds good. And it was one of those for anybody that did the Cache Fest Memphis Vault. You got a teaser as to what a Google Form Puzzle is like. One of those were mixed in on that side. But Google Form, and we'll share some different examples on here, but really, this is a good way to create a puzzle out there where people have to put an answer in to get something, and you can do it in many different ways. Myself, I've done several different Google Form puzzles out there. People find them pretty entertaining, pretty good. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to share the first one with everybody on this side. And this one is called, and I don't know if there's any Monty Python fans out there, but also chat room. Have you ever done a Google Form puzzle? Has anybody done some? And if you have, or if you haven't, please put it in. love to hear from you too on this one, because I mean, certainly as we all create puzzles, it's good to hear all the different kinds that we've created on here. But so far, it's looking like we're not seeing any Google form puzzles out there that people have done. Oh, JNLA, she's done one. So, okay.
Owns one.
Yeah. Okay. Good to hear. You own one. Oh, awesome. That is very cool.
And Tony's like me, first time I'm hearing of them.
Yeah. So this is a very cool thing that anybody can create. All you got to have is a Gmail account on there, and then you can create one. Yeah. Lori says not her on that side. And then B&J Best, yeah, just the ones from the Summer of Keys. Isn't that the truth on that front? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some. We're going to show the different types that are out there. And then we'll also show you how to create one. So everybody can go ahead and do one of those too on that side. So what we're first going to do is we're going to... I'll post the first one in the chat, the GC code. And if you're playing at home, this is one called The Bridge of Death on this side. So if everybody, and you remember The Bridge of Death from Monty Python, right, Tom?
It's been a while.
Okay. But what we'll do is we'll share our screen and we'll walk you through it on that side. So just give me a moment and we'll do that. So this one is called The Bridge of Death, and it's a Monty Python bit where, oh yeah, and J and LA, she's definitely getting on here. What is your favorite color? This is a very important question in this one. So looking at this one, you can see the GC code. You can go down and oh man, JNLA, we don't ask about that one, but you certainly could create a puzzle asking that one. But going down on the page on here, you can see it. And this actually has 14 favorite points. It's a good height as well too on here. And it's one that's been out for a few years.
Well, the first thing I noticed is featured on Geocaching Puzzle of the Day. So congrats.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. I got a few out there, and if people haven't looked at Geocaching Puzzle of the Day, definitely encourage you to do that. They got a lot of good creative puzzles out there. And yeah, this one was featured back on May 2nd, 2020 on that one as the Geocaching Puzzle of the Day. But going down, it tells a little bit about the Monty Python bit and how they approach the Bridge of Death. And they see the old man from scene 24 on that one. But to proceed safely, one of King Arthur's knights must bravely step forward and answer not 5, but a couple. Oh, man. And then Jim Stark says, no Google form puzzle, but a couple weeks ago, he did create a puzzle based on Puzzle Talk episode from about a year ago. That's awesome. That's awesome, Jim. So on that one, always good to see what we can encourage and people can put out there, different ones from there. And JNLA, oh, is that your puzzle, JNLA, on that one? Oh, okay. So if you're comfortable, maybe what we'll do is we'll do a screen share of that one too. Let us know if you're comfortable with us sharing that on the show. We can certainly bring it up. But on here, for this one, you can see a link. And if we pop open the link on this one, this will bring up the form for the Bridge of Death on this one. So if we go down, oh, okay, thank you, JNLA. You can see on here, it asks you to answer me these questions 3 or the other side he sees. So the line from Monty Python. And if we go down, we can see 3 simple questions on here. What is your name? What is your quest? And what is your favorite color? And these you need to complete in order to proceed and then actually get the coordinates on this side. So this is a good way to, and you can do some basic ones like this, on this hide, it asks some basic questions, And you can see from here, you have to put in the knight's name, you have to put in their quest, and your favorite color as well too. So if you can see, if I put in Tom Brotherman, oh man, let me spell your name right, Tom. You can see you get something that says Brave Sir Knight. Did you forget your own name on that one?
You didn't put sir in front of it. All night.
Oh man.
Sir.
Okay. Apparently, Tom, your name is not the answer on this one.
Oh man, I didn't make the cut.
Yeah, and you see the feedback right below, and you can say what is your quest, and to get a number 4 Whataburger, and you can see that is incorrect as well too.
Well, I don't know about that. That's always the right answer.
Oh man, I know, Tom, but it's not fitting here, man, for some reason. And then, what is your favorite color? If I had to guess, Tom's favorite color, I'd say golden. And you can see from there, none of these actually answers are accepted on this one.
So this is, you got it. Google's going to be not your friend until you use Google as your friend to get the right answers.
Exactly. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of spoiler on this one for sure. And we're going to say on this one, the answer is Sir Lancelot, right? And you can see right when we do that, it actually removes the error message below. And what do you think Sir Lancelot's quest is, Tom?
Well, if he's not after a number 4 Whataburger, surely he's not chicken wings. So, let's see. Well, he wants to cross the bridge. I don't remember what this one would be.
So this one is to find the Holy Grail.
Okay. Okay.
So you can see from here, once you do that, that goes through. And then what's your favorite color?
I'm going to say it's blue.
Blue? Okay. So you can see all of those. We answer right. And now everybody's going to see some super secret coordinates. So if you get these, you can go on and find it. You click submit, and it says fine, off you go, and it gives you the coordinates for where the hide is on that one. So
that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah. And some people in the past, like and I know, Tom, you've talked about certitude in the past on that one, putting in like a short answer from there. But you can do it in all different kinds of ways. Now, on this one, the text is a little bit different than Adventure Labs if you're looking at this. So if we go back to our form on here, okay, we just found out what the correct answer is. But one thing I actually learned while doing this too, there's actually multiple ways to spell Lancelot. Did you know that? So I type in this, Lancelot, it also works. If I remove the sir and just put Lancelot, that actually works too, believe it or not.
Oh, I can see where people would like this better than certitude.
And then on here, for what is your quest? We said to find the Holy Grail. Let's say to seek and obtain the Holy Grail. Right? And that works too, right? And then on here for favorite color, what I'm going to do, how about we say royal blue? And I click submit. Well, those work too, didn't they?
So it's looking for some keyword in that key part of what you put in there.
Yeah, correct. So it gives you a little bit more flexibility where maybe for like an adventure lab, or I think with an Aware Go, you have to put in very precise, text on what people are looking for. But this gives you a little bit more flexibility based upon that keyword or that little bit of a word on how to do it.
Does case matter?
Well, so I'll go ahead and I'm gonna do a spoiler. So let me remove the screen share and I'll bring it up and I'll show you how this works. And I can go through another example on this one too. So
we should have, like, instead of spill the beans, we should have a spoiler thing for us. Spoiled milk or something.
Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely do it because on here this gives you just another layer of flexibility. I mean, you can create a lot more, different options on here. So okay, I'm gonna do a screen share and I'm gonna spoil it. Oh no, yep, I know. Gary spills the beans and it kind of rubs it off on some of the rest of us too for spilling the beans. But we want to share what we're doing to give people ideas of what they can do as well too. Because I mean, with the community, this is a way to bring a lot of good puzzles and a lot of good ideas to different areas on this front. Yeah, definitely. That definitely does JNLA. And yeah, spoilers. I like that, Jen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share a little bit more on here as well too. So you can see when we have short answers on here, we also have response validators. So to spill the beans on this one, because Lancelot can be spelled in many different ways, and to permit the most flexibility, actually all I'm checking on here is just NCELOT. So that's all it's checking. So as long as somebody puts something in that contains that NCELOT, it's going to accept. So they could put Sir Lancelot, Sir Dancelot, Sir Prancelot, Sir Pizza a lot, whatever they or Pizza and slot, and then that will accept it, from there. And then when we go down and we go to this one for what is your quest, I did Grail because really somebody's going to put in Grail and they can spell it with capital G, lowercase g onto that one. And then as long as they put this in, they could put to seek the Holy Grail, to find the Holy Grail, to steal the Holy Grail, to eat pizza out of the Holy Grail, and all of those would be accepted too. And I can show you the sheet too of all the different responses that I get. But certainly sharing those, certainly people can go out and put in some creative answers too. And oh man, I love that, Lori, spilling the pepperoni. I think I may have to use that, moving forward, spilling the pepperoni. But going down to your favorite color on here too, moving down to that one is, once we get down there, you can see I just put Lue, Lue. So, I mean, that'll accept lowercase b, capital B. And you can put in here too the answers that people get when they don't get it correct as well too. So, you can think of some creativity or something on that front as well too. And I'll back out and I'll show you where you can actually do a spreadsheet too to take a look at all the different responses that come up from here. And this one's interesting and kind of fun. Oh man. And Jim, if you do come up for the Bridge of Death, geocache, on there, let me know. We can always get some good old pickle pizza as well too, while you're up in this neck of the woods too. And if you're into ice cream, there is a very cool ice cream place actually pretty close to the Bridge of Death. On that.
Hold on, back this up. We're going down a bunny trail here. Pickle pizza.
Yeah, pickle pizza, Tom. You've never had pickle pizza?
I've never had a pickle pizza. I've never heard of.
Oh man, it is life changing, Tom. Pickle pizza is one of those things where most people, you get pickle pizza and with food, like what do you anticipate versus what does it actually taste like? And you kind of think of that like briny pickle juice, and it's not like that whatsoever. It's actually kind of like almost think like a buttery, like good kind of pickle from there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Are you going to Coin Fest? Bring one with you.
I wish, man. That would be a heck of a delivery, but pickle pizza is actually becoming more popular, believe it or not. I think Pizza Hut has it. Joshua, the geocaching vlogger, did a video with him and Craig, and they actually tried pickle pizza on the Seneca County Pizza Trail on that side as well too.
I'll try anything. So,
oh man, you try it and you're probably going to love it. Probably going to love it. And good to see Scouter74. So thank you, Scouter74, for joining us and putting that in there. Yeah, July Geo Challenge giveaway that used the Google form. Yeah, Google Forms are really flexible on that side. And, I'll show something else in addition to this one. We'll show, JNLA's one too as well. But there's a lot of different options on there. So I'll walk through a few ideas even I had that somebody could take it as well too, on this front.
Well, I'm going to tell you one that already popped in my head. So I've got a cache that I put out for a friend. It's like 10 questions. They're all multiple choice, and every one of them the answer C. And A, B, and D answers are just all good stuff, and C is the obvious right answer. And I'm thinking I could totally do that same puzzle again on this, and if you put and make it hard questions, make it just extremely hard questions.
Absolutely.
And then the wrong answer thing would kick up and say, try C.
Yeah.
Every one of them would be try C. So yeah.
Yeah. You could absolutely
know what I'm doing on my first one of these.
Oh man. That's awesome. Yeah. And I mean, the thing on here too, like even one time I wanted to kind of create like what is that one? Is it the mother of all puzzles that has its own website, where you can go in and, it has like a whole bunch of puzzles. I mean, you could make somebody solve a whole bunch of puzzles on here. And then, use this as a way to validate an answer. So, I mean, you could create some pretty complex, like difficulty 5 puzzles with all of these, on that side. And oh man, on the topic of pickle pizza, I see Type of 28 just heard of pickle pizza for the first time this afternoon. Yep, got to try it. And not sure about this, but willing to try a piece. So Lori, yeah, give it a try. But I will say one thing about pickle pizza. There's different variations. I've had a pickle pizza with like kind of mustardy sauce before. It wasn't really something that appealed to me. But pickle pizza, the one I have like at a place nearby me, absolutely love it. Absolutely worth one. And I know it's one of those things, pickle pizza is probably going to spread quite a bit on that side. But yeah, I'm going to do a screen share, Tom, and show you what does it look like. So the cool thing when you do a Google form is it actually will tell you how many times it's been completed, the date, time. You can see in here, and you can kind of see like I had, some funny ones in here too on occasion. What is your quest? What is your favorite color? So you can even go through and see when people solved it as well too on that front too. So, that's a pretty cool one from there. But you can even see in the variation on this one how people, some people to seek the Holy Grail, to find the Holy Grail, different forms of Lancelot on there as well too. Different people using like quotes on there too. So you can actually see quite a bit on here. So that was pretty cool. Oh man. And Scouter74, how old were you when you heard of pickle pizza? 10 minutes ago? Yep. Today years old? Yep. And Sparky916, have 2 pizzas to try, pickle and clam. I've never tried a clam pizza. Would totally do that. Be interested to see how it was.
I don't know if I've had clam on a pizza. Had crab meat rangoons.
Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really
Does
good.
it, so you have a timestamp. Does it tell you who did it?
No. So here's the thing, right? If you go back to the form to do it, so if we go to here, the Gmail account is not required to actually log in and do the Google form. So if you constrained it to those just with Gmail accounts, but I don't feel that would be in fair spirit, because I think that would close it off for people that didn't have Gmail addresses on
Right.
there. You could certainly ask people, like, what's your GC name? You could certainly put that in, if you wanted to. But yeah, it certainly doesn't collect the name, but it just has the date, the timestamp, what's in there as well too on that front. So it gives a little bit of flexibility on that side for sure.
I was just wondering, so if you had some really hard puzzle and somebody got frustrated, just started putting bad answers and some really bad answers, I don't know. Probably wouldn't do nothing with it, but
Yeah, and these are only accepted, so you do not get, if something does not contain the correct ones, they don't submit the form won't be submitted, it won't pass
that's
those
true.
through.
That's right. You
So
only
this
get
will
the
only
right.
do the correct ones. So if somebody's just trying to put in, garbage that's incorrect, you're not going to get that.
Okay.
That yeah. So.
Air Lancelot. Okay. They typed that one really all wrong.
Man, you can see somebody from there too. Well, I just put Royal Blue in, and somebody after that too. But yeah, feel free to take this idea, and it's one of those things. If people have any questions on Google Forms, send them to me. I'd be happy, to help on that front. And I'll show you actually a few other examples out there too using Google Forms. And then,
is there a limit to how many questions you can ask?
I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, I think you can actually do quite a few. You can actually, even the one interesting thing with Google Forms is you can, based upon an answer, go to a different new form on there as well too. So, one of the things I even thought of at one point, like, do you remember those old, like, choose your own adventure books on that front?
Yeah.
Where based upon an answer, you would go somewhere. Well, with Google Forms, you could actually create kind of like a choose your own adventure type of like navigation. So if people pick the right one, it would go to the other page, and eventually they could get it in the end on that side.
Let's see a video for Tom. What's he talking about? John looks in the video section on SY. I don't know what he's talking about. Well, okay, so if I could jump different forms. I didn't notice, did the form have a name? Could you put a name on the form?
Yeah, so on the form itself, and let me bring it up again. On here is I put the Bridge of Death geocache, and then I put the GC number on there too.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, Jim Stark has some Google Forms is free. Yeah. So just with any sort of Gmail account, you can go in and you can actually create Google Forms on there. So, that's a pretty cool thing, because if you just go in and you click, in your Google Drive on here, you click new, you go to Google Forms on here, you get an untitled form right here. So we can do on here, call it,
Well, the idea I've got running through my head right now, make it something about paying your taxes.
Oh man, so if we call it paying your taxes, then we can put in a description and saying this is for GC, etc. And then on here, what we can do is you got different options in Google Forms. You can do short answer on here. You can do other ones too. We're going to do short answer just for, explaining it. And we're going to say, how much of Tom's salary did he pay in taxes? And then if we did it, went to here, we see these three little dots. We can pick response validation, and we can say choose text, just to kind of explain it. Contains text 100%.
Man, I gotta eat.
Custom. How much you pay more, right? So if we do that, and we basically, we got different settings on here, but if we go to preview right here, we then have this live form, and we say how much of Tom's salary should he pay in taxes, and we say 90%, right? Go to submit, and it says Tom should pay more, and we put 100%, and then we can submit it, and then we can actually then customize that page, with the rest. But that's basically how easy it is to create a Google form with a response validation on there. And then that form can actually be, shared out there in the world to whoever. You can put that link on the cache page.
Now there was multiple choice. Do one with multiple choice. I'm curious.
Okay. So on here, put pizza topping. Tom's favorite. All right. We're going to say mushrooms.
I like mushrooms.
Pickles.
I like pickles. Just haven't had it on the pizza.
Candied ham. And an apple, right? And then on here, and I've never done, oh yeah, and we need to check on here too, the required one as well too. But here's what was basically on there for the choose your own adventure, or what JNLA was saying on here too, is you can go to a section based upon an answer. So then you can create a new section. And oh man, Tom from Erie, PA is joining us. So thank you, Tom, for joining us on this one. And thank you for giving that cache a favorite point as well too. But, on here's the one where you can create different sections, and maybe even what we do, Tom, we could always do like a part 2 on here too, because there's a lot of different options on here, for people to go through on that front as well too. But you can create these very complex. You could do these, very easy too. To give another idea, and let me remove that screen share, I'd like to actually show another geocache that we put out there as well too, using Google Forms. So let me bring that one up, and then we'll do JNLAs as well too. But what do you think so far, Tom? You think you can utilize the Google form?
I like it because I like how you can direct the answer when it's wrong. The paying your taxes thing, when I was thinking that when you said you could have multiple forms, I was like, oh, did you make more than $100? I'm just throwing something out there. Well, if the answer is yes, then you do one form. If it's no, it's just like, do you get to do the 1040 easy, or do you do the long form, A form, or
absolutely
fill out Schedule C? I mean, that could just go on forever.
Yeah.
But I'm also thinking one with a million different answers too, so that could be fun.
Yeah, you could make these incredibly complex, and on here, yeah, both answers can be accepted, but sassy responses may pop up from the CO based upon certain responses. Absolutely, you got to have fun with this one for sure. No question. So definitely put it out there. And
yeah, of course, I noticed it on all the thing. You put the 4 different things there. All of them could move on to the next thing, so they could all be correct.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, if you did this as a choose your own adventure, you could even do like old text based, like you've entered a house, 4 rooms are in front of you. Which room do you choose to go into? And then from there, do some others. So I mean, you could definitely do some interesting text-based games, this way too.
I've
So
got
this
so many
stuff,
gears just turning in my head.
absolutely. And I mean, free tool on here for people to use, for sure. And anybody can do it, you know. And here's one that I'll show as well too. I'm not gonna go through and spoil this one, but this one is called the Riddle Game. And on here it says basically like you open your eyes and hear nothing, see nothing, and feel nothing except for the stone floor. And it goes in a little bit more, and if you're thinking something along The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, well, you're right on, because then this walks you through the riddle game, which for anybody who knows Lord of the Rings, gives you different riddles. So this one says, "What has roots as nobody sees, is taller than trees, up it goes, and yet never grows." So let me put the link to this one in the chat too. So if people want to look this one up, they certainly can.
Yeah, I'd have to Google that answer.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I'm not going to spoil this one, but you can Google these for sure. And basically on this one, well, maybe what I'll do is I'll spoil this one just a little bit on this side. But what I'll do is I'll show people, because basically once you go through on this one, it then takes you on to the next one. And yeah, well, I'll show more. So on here, right? So the answer to this one is actually mountain. So if you go through and you click next, you can see it then takes you to the next riddle from there too. So you can put in, different pictures as well too. And, this one says, "Like a good hobbit, please enter in the one-word answer to the riddle, all in lowercase. Otherwise, you may become a tasty morsel." So it gives, another riddle from here too, where it says, "Voiceless it cries, wingless flutters, toothless bites, mouthless mutters." Any idea on this one, Tom?
No.
Yeah. So I'll tell you, you got the GC if you want to go through it and then take a look from there. But you on this one, it's sequential. So from one riddle, it gives you another riddle that then takes you to the next one. And oh man, okay. Jen's guessing this, so we'll put this in and we'll see if it's right. Okay. And congratulations, Jen. Jen, you got it on this one. And on here it says too, again, like a good hobbit, give some directions. But on this one, it says it cannot be seen, cannot be felt, cannot be heard, cannot be smelt. It lies behind stars and under hills and empty holes it fills. It comes first and follows after, ends life, kills laughter. Any guesses?
One of my bad jokes.
Oh, man. Put it in Tom's bad joke. And
nope.
Put a big fat nope on that one.
Let me see.
Oh man, we have a guest from JNLA on here. So let's see. Darkness, is darkness right? Darkness is right. So good job, JNLA.
Man.
And then alive without breath, as cold as death, never thirsty, ever drinking, all in mail, never clinking. Yeah. And any guesses on this one? Oh man, in chat room, you're more than welcome.
All
Okay, well, JNLA actually has one. She's guessing fish. Let's put in fish. So on here, let's submit it. And you know what? Gives you the congratulations.
I was not going to guess fish. I was going to guess ice, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And then this gives you actually, so this gives you chords, right? And then this actually gives you an additional riddle. And on this one, when you actually go to the geocache, there's a word lock on it, and you need to solve this riddle in order to actually unlock the cache on this side. So, kind of think creatively, because I mean, you just went through the Google form, but onto that one too, you can give a riddle with a word lock. You could even take it a next step when somebody gets closer, onto that one too. So, just think of some creative ways to do it on that side. But yeah, that's another example of a Google form that you can do as well too with those sequential riddles.
And the first question though said something about mountains never growing. Mountain can grow, and if it does, you better run.
Oh man, yeah. And these were actually just taken for what was it? It was either from The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. So these were just riddles in there that I then reused in this one as well too.
They hadn't come across a volcano yet.
Oh man, yeah. So just 1 cent on that one, but on that one, let's see, JNLA. I know you gave the GC code to yours earlier. I'm trying to go back and find it. Okay, I think I found it. So on that one, let me pull up yours, and we'll show that one as well too. But certainly these at least give you a sense as to different ideas that people can do on this one for caches. And I'm looking forward to seeing J and LA's on here. And certainly, if anybody else has any other ones or any other ideas, I mean, it's always good to see on this front. Okay, J and LA, I just found yours. I'm going to pull it up on this side. So this is J and LA's, and thank you for sharing this one on Happy Cashmas .2. So you can see on here, it tells you how it's not posted at the posted coordinates. And I like the cache page on this one too. This looks really good. And scrolling through as well too, we got that tiny URL. So let's bring that tiny URL up. And I'll copy that and put that in. And we can see on here that we go in. So our favorite color for Christmas on here. And oh, okay, I see. So that's pretty cool. So you have different ones, and then it takes you to different ones from there too. And it's pretty cool. You're saying it's the same as a QR code for Less Tucky. So that's a really great way to do it on that front, on that side. But yeah, I love the graphics you used, love the colors you used on this one. Cache page was very cool, and this looks like this is a very cool use of a Google form as well too. So definitely, I look forward more to going through on this one. And JNLA, is it okay to include this as an example in the show notes as well too, so that other people can easily find it through the link?
I like that picture and the way it's it because it makes it look like a Polaroid.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you, JNLA. And on here, this one from Jim, he's going to have to rewatch this episode and update his GSEC database on these caches with some of the spoilers info for the New York caches. Yeah, come in. I'm just always happy when my caches are found. I don't know. Some people, I think, probably create puzzles to be difficult. I like when people find my puzzles. I'm happy to give hints, on those. I want people to figure those out. But yeah, certainly if you come up to New York, or certainly if anybody comes up to New York, let me know. Always great to meet other cachers, or if you just want to come through and get the caches, that's fine on that side too, on that front.
No, I'm grabbing you. We're going to go get pizza.
Oh man, heck yeah, we're getting pizza, Tom. We're gonna have to get some good Oklahoma pizza, my friend.
I don't know what kind of pizza they do there, but we're getting it.
Heck yeah! Oh man, I see
Well,
Gary here. Is
should
Gary
know.
bringing
He's
pizza?
been there. What kind of pizza they do in Oklahoma?
I have a video for Tom. Oh, Hideaway Pizza's real good, by the way.
Oh man, Gary, your audio sounds a little bit low. Don't know if you got your mic to the side or
You're
if
in a
it's using
cave or
your.
something.
Hideaway Pizza's really good.
Oh
What kind
man,
is it though?
Yeah,
Is it
it's good
round?
stuff.
Is it square? Is it thin? Is it deep dish?
It's kind of
They put anything weird on it?
Neapolitan. So kind of in the tradition of a Neapolitan. They have a couple different different ways you can do it actually. I think they have a Chicago style too. But the Neapolitan was really good there.
oh man, that
Tasty.
sounds good.
Ah,
That would be like Gary and I going to the same pizza place and ordering the same pizza on that side.
yeah. I didn't want to, I know you're all wrapping up, but I made a video for Tom. I wanted you to play it real quick.
Oh, man.
Hold on. I got an idea in my head for Cache Fest.
Okay. Hold on, Tom. I think I found this video.
Oh, yep. Tom spilled the milk. Don't cry over it, buddy. It's okay.
Man, it'll be okay, Tom.
Cry over spilled milk. So don't cry over spilled
We
milk.
need the
It's okay.
spoiler milk. Spoiled milk.
Oh man.
Hey, I just threw it together. Give me a break.
I'll give you.
Oh man. I like it. And one of those things I know, I spoiled my caches tonight. I spoiled some puzzles, but really the reason behind it is just to help and provide ideas to people, show them how these things work. And hopefully for people this helps get some creativity out there. From that sense, I mean, Tom, you said you never heard of geocache form puzzles before, haven't done any. I don't know, Gary, have you ever done them before yourself?
I haven't. I was excited, and I've got people that are sending messages. They're excited about this too. Super Nate just sent me a note, says he wanted the GC code for the Cashmas dot to dot puzzle just featured. I wanted to incorporate Google Forms into Deck the Fire Halls this year because he's a
nice
fireman, so they do a special event every year called Deck the Fire Halls. So just need to share that GC and that'll be awesome. So
yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, think creatively, because as much as these are puzzles, you could give people even coordinates of where to go to figure things out on that front too.
Yep.
With these, through Google, Google Drive is really flexible. I use Google Drive for actually sharing a whole bunch of my puzzles on this side too. So different audio files. I know even when we did the vault, we shared a number of things just directly from the Google Drive there as well too.
Yep.
So, Google Apps is actually a great resource to have for puzzles on that front, overall. And, I appreciate JNLA because, I mean, that is a really, really, really cool, Google form doing an entirely different way. And we saw, from tonight, I mean, with this example, 3 different examples of how people did it. One with just a simple form with multiple questions, another one that took you from one page to another with a riddle, to another one that was a lot more flexible on these sides. So certainly I encourage people to start playing, putting it out there. And I would love to see, what people develop with different Google form puzzles out there, on that side.
I'm thinking, I mean, you could almost do like an earth cast with I'll just say earth cast because they're educated, but any kind of educational cast on these with pictures and the stuff that, man, I've got all kind of ideas going through my head on this. Yeah. But the first one's going to be the every answer is C thing. And the second one will probably be something that's got like, I don't know, 40 or 50 answers because, or 40, 50 questions. Just to, when is this thing going to end and give me an answer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could do it totally like college final, on that one, which is total long. I mean, even if you did that, Tom, I mean, you could do like one full page like that and then people got to the bottom and they clicked it, and then it went to another full page, from there.
I'm going to have fun with this.
Yeah.
You've created a monster here.
Yeah. Well, and I'll tell you, for cache owner's perspective, for me, you can actually set it up so you get a notification when these forms are submitted. So even for me during the show, I'm seeing my email count like tick up a little bit on that side. But I know for me, I kind of like that, when I get a sense that somebody solved one of my puzzles, and I get the sense where somebody's probably going to go out there and find them, on that side.
That's
to
cool.
me, I find that pretty cool. It's been interesting because I know sometimes it was like, a few years ago when they were doing kind of like puzzle solving groups on that front, I had a lot of my puzzles getting hit on that one with, some with Google Forms and others. And, it was interesting to seeing those get hit all the time. And from JNLA, there's 12 types of questions available in the forms. Yeah, so you got a ton of different options on there. And Darren asked a good question. Is there an advantage to using the bit.ly shortener than using the entire Google Docs URL? It's a little bit cleaner, on that side, using like a shortener. But I mean, you could put everything on there, as well too. Through Google Docs as well too. So I mean, just it makes it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing having a shorter URL on that side. But you don't have to on that side.
With the QR code, how well does this show up on a phone?
It actually works out really well. So I mean, to tell you the truth, it was very funny. I was out with some other cachers when the riddle game actually went live, and people had up on their phones walking through it. They loved, trying to kind of just like solve the riddle from there. But yeah, it's incredibly good with mobile phones on that side. So I mean, even another option you're saying on that one is, I mean, if you did a QR code where they went to a location, and at that location they got the QR code, and then they had to answer those, and then they got like the next location for a multi-cache, you could do it that way too,
You're creating monsters here, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it kind of gives like, that kind of like Adventure Lab sense on there too, that kind of interactive. I like on here too, because it's kind of like if you put in the wrong answer, it's the wrong answer right away, and you can customize that. So like JNLA was saying, you could put in some pretty sassy stuff on there too, if you wanted. And yeah, there's a whole ton of different options out there for sure, that you can put in. So yeah, I appreciate JNLA.
What is RC?
RC, not ringing a bell off the top of my head, but I'm sure once it comes out, it's going to be like, oh yeah, that's it. But yeah, whole bunch of different options, Tom. But I don't know, Tom, closing thoughts from you on this one for using Google Forms for puzzles?
Oh, I'm definitely going to have fun with this. Like I said, I've got a couple of them in my head already, and you keep throwing more ideas out there. Like the QR code, I was thinking, yeah, take it to, like, put a QR code by a mural and ask questions about what's on the mural.
Yep.
And where, I've seen that in bunches of Adventure Labs, but you only get one question there. Here you could ask a couple questions.
Yeah.
Or a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, even for me, one of the things I got to work on getting out there is this guy,
There you go.
But even on that one, different thoughts I've had is, do you lean into the whole Sasquatch, research agency thing? Do you put in like a form for collecting data, and then make people submit data to see what they found at the location or what they've observed?
That would be funny. That would be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I take, as Charles has said on here multiple times, if you from what you've seen on the show tonight, give us a GC code next time so we can see what you did. And I guarantee you, I will have something out.
Absolutely.
Oh, they said theirs has 22 questions. Yeah, I'm going to go beyond that.
Yeah, as you should. As you should. And Gary, any closing thoughts from you, good sir?
Man, no, I really enjoyed this. I've seen Google Forms, but I never thought about using it. But it's a great idea to incorporate it into a geocache. I mean, it's got so many options. It really is. You could create a story. You know, like Tom said, it's kind of like Adventure Lab on steroids. You can do so much with it. You know, with especially like I'm thinking multi-caches, although I've got a spot that I've picked out that I want to put a puzzle. I have a final basically for a puzzle, but I've been going back and forth on what I want to do for a puzzle. But this has got some potential that I really like. I wanted something that wasn't just simple, you know, solve the riddle, although I like solving riddles, but I mean, you know what I mean? Real like A and B. You do A, you finish it, it gets you the final coordinates. I kind of wanted to do something that had some more layers to it. And this has lots of layers, potential layers. So that's really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to come on the show tonight. Definitely appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a good thing to, you know, as this show and others have inspired me to create puzzles. Hopefully this helps to inspire people, you know, to create puzzles based upon Google Forms and gives an opportunity to do that. And certainly if people have questions, feel free to reach out.
Absolutely.
This is an Adventure Lab.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Lori, well, that's a good question, Lori, because I mean, because this is going outside the Adventure Lab app, but well, and that's an interesting one because if you have a physical QR code at a location, that is something physical, but you know, you could get people to then create or fill out a QR code at that location and do it, and then get answers, then move on to the next. So you could onto that one for sure. But yeah. We'll tell you what, it's been fun, guys, on this one.
It's a great one. It's a great idea.
Great show.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm clicking
Thank you so much. And okay, I'll take us out. Ready?
Oh, yep. Tom spilled the milk. Don't cry over it, buddy. It's okay.
But
I know Charles does it all the time, and I must have hit the wrong button there on that side, sir.
Oh, what? Oh, yep. Don't cry over it.
Yeah. So my apologies, but hey, have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
Thanks
everybody.
for the follow. Later. Take care.